So since my first video, I've been working on some of the extra features to try to interface with the Flex. Getting all of the protocols, the UDP protocol from the S.A.T device, the CIV protocol from the S.A.T device, and the Flex protocol. Getting those all harmonized has been interesting, and I'm sure there's lots of bugs that I haven't found yet. And we might even find one in this demonstration. But to begin with, here we're saying with RS44, and also here the power on the Flex, you can see right here, right there's the power slider right here. This is just the send in the blind. I can't, I can't send the specifics, but here we'll change it to 100% power. You see the slider went up to 100. 10% power, slider went down to 10. Now the Flex, I didn't try to have the Flex command the S.A.T device. I didn't know what value that would be. Also for the bandwidth, here I'll only adjust the bandwidth for the download, but we can adjust that. And if you watch, you can see the bandwidths adjust based on which one I pick. Okay. Now, if on the flow, if I come to the flow, I build a function for the bandwidth, and to get this to translate to Flex, Flex doesn't do a narrow, narrow, wide, and I don't know, what do you guys call it? I'm not sure what you guys call it in the icon world. But anyway, so I had to build this table, and what Flex does is it uses the low cut and the high cut. And of course, that's going to be different for depending on which modes you use if you look at this table. So for example, on USB, the low is 100. For the narrow, what ICOM calls narrow, I defined as low is 100 and high is 2500, and so forth. You can see those. Now, lower sideband, of course, you got to flip it around, so it's minus 2500 and plus minus 100 for the different low cuts and high cuts. Here's FM, and then of course CW, which doesn't have an upper or lower, but will have a low and a high. And you can look over my values there. Those were just starting points. I'm sure that the users can go in and adjust that as necessary. But that's what the using this bandwidth selector will command something out of that table that you set up. So now for the tone, let's go to something that's got FM. Let's look at next passes. Hopefully the little guy will not take too long. And is there something in here for FM? Here's SO50. Oh, I don't know why that at always sometimes comes in there. I'll get rid of that and then hit search. There we go, SO50, and then you can see it flipped us over to the FM mode. Okay, and we still had the display pretty wide there. Now on the Flex, the way you set your PL tones, you come in here to options, and you can see right here's your PL tone. You can turn it on and off, but I didn't find a way to do that from here, so you'd probably have to put that into your profiles. But now let's pick a tone. Let's pick 74.4. There you go, 74.4, 88.5, 141.3, and so forth. So I got that working. And in the S.A.T, maybe Keith, you can notice this, but it didn't send anything for off. If you did, I could use that to fire the PL tone on or off in the Flex, but I couldn't find a way to do that. All right, so let's go back. What else can I demonstrate? Okay, modes again. Let's go back to something that's got some more interesting modes. I'm not really an FM person. The little guy has to work pretty hard to calculate those new passes. Let's come back to XW2B. That might be interesting. Okay. Come on, mode. Flip over. Well, that's interesting. The mode didn't flip. Let's try another one. Let's try. So there's going to be kinks in this. Let's try RS44. Oh, there it flipped. Okay, I just had to do another initialization. So you can see the modes flipped over. We got upper sideband here, and we got lower sideband there. And I think I already demonstrated the that you can adjust the bandwidth. Yep. Okay, now the next one again is modes. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can adjust them from here. And what it does is it sends it to the S.A.T device, and then the S.A.T device sends it back. It sends it in as a CIV command, and then the S.A.T device sends it back as a CIV command, and that's what actually updates the Flex radio. So let's see if this works. Let's change it to LSB just for grins. Yep, see there it flipped over. Let's try CW. Yep, okay. So you can see that mostly you can change modes. Now I'm having some trouble all the time getting consistent the sub and the main to work because it has to run it through the CIV. But let's see what it does. There you go. Okay, I changed the sub. That worked. Let's change it back to LSB. So okay, that worked. So anyway, you can see some of those new features that I've got working. The other ones, I initially demonstrated the frequency. You can see here, just to show you again, when I change the downlink, you should see then the uplink here. There you go, it adjusted itself. If you hit the center, you'll see it all centers back up. And I'm debating I do have a dashboard, but so far I've only been using it for troubleshooting. I'm debating whether a dashboard is necessary because we can use the enable button over here, and now that completely disables all of the commands going to the Flex. You just have to remember to enable it or to disable it. So maybe get some input on that idea. So that's the progress I've made so far. I'm sure there's lots of bugs to work out. Thank you.